Hey guys, today I'm going to explain My Sweet Mobster Season 1 episode number 11. In the beginning of the episode, Yuna is seen, who looks at Sunflower and tells herself that how did she know that she likes flowers. Later she remembers the kissing scene and blushes. In the next scene, Jaron is getting ready in her room. Yuna is also doing the same in her room. Everyone is waiting for them outside so that they can eat food first, and then they see Yuna and get shocked seeing her because Yuna was looking very beautiful. Later Jaron comes here and sees Jaron too. They get shocked. The Jaron comes near Yuna and says that I will go tonight. I was sleepy here, but now it is happening here. They were about to eat food, but first they are doing love. But Javan is looking at Yuna. Yuna also does the same, and Hakim notices both of them. Next Liam is seen, who is busy with his work, but this is also the scene of the test kit. He was told that there are 2 lines above it means she is pregnant. Next time we see the young man, they are together, both are talking. Yes, Javan is also asking Javan to go to work, but Javan had said that only 5 minutes, and after some time, when Jisa comes, the devil also goes away suddenly. Jish is telling his wife that now he will go to work. He will not go. The devil was saying that there is no time, but Jisa said, I had told you that you are an hour late. Javan also says I to Yuna. Later he leaves. Yuna also comes to her room and a message comes on her phone in which it was told that you had applied for content creator in our company, but we are rejecting your application. We also see this scene that Yuna has made many videos. In this, we see Nu, who is in his office, and Vasan is also remembering that I was about to shake hands with Yuna, but in between, Javan came and called Yuna baby, and took Yuna from there. Next, we see Jessa in the company. With him, Donji is also watching Javan secretly. He does not know what has happened to him. Later, Iling also comes to Ilya. He is asking Prince, what are you looking at? Javan is saying here that Javan is getting bored and repeatedly checking his phone. He is sick. Iling asks both of them to work, and later, he comes to Javan. Javan also takes Nu on a date. He goes to see, he is looking for a place for his son, but when Ling comes, he hides it. Later, he is talking to Ling and says, why did you come home early today? Others will think that I am having sex with my employee. Is there anything bothering him? Next, Sun Mio, let's see who is at his shop with a child also. Later Sun Mio comes and he says hello to his son, and later, he sees the child and says, is this your secret child? But he refuses and is playing with the child and makes him laugh. Mio, in the conversation, she says that she did not know that you are a great man in this work. Haki was saying that I can do it, but Ling can't do it. He says, why is it that he doesn't like children? He says that it is not like that. Ling has always been alone. He doesn't like complicated relationships. Next, Ling is also talking to Javan. He says that he wants to ask someone something and he wants to confirm one thing, but I am not able to do it. I have hurt his feelings. I don't know what I should do. Javan is saying, you are very good at giving advice. You told me that I should stay safe. If you want, then you should also do the same. You go to him and apologize to him. Everything will be fine. Next, Yuna is shown, who had come to the store and told him, content she is getting kids stuff for her. After this, Javan calls her and asks her where she is. Yuna tells her where she is. I am going to start my own separate channel which will be for children. Javan says this is a very good thing. Later, she takes the stuff. But this happens very often. Javan comes here and helps her. Yuna sees this and says, but what are you doing here? Javan says, I wanted to see you. That's why I have come here. Later, when they were leaving, the girl runs. She comes near them and the light goes off. All the children were scared. Javan also came. Then the children see that someone is making something with his hands. And Ne is petting the children. Later, she comes and sees and he grows up. Later, She repeats the past scene that when I was crying one day, Nay came to me and he did the same. Next, Millie is Sean who had come to Mayo. Later, we come to the playground and sit and talk. But he tells Mayo that you told me that we should remain friends, but I don't want that we should go on a date. I am interested in you. But Mayo says, I can't do that. First, you told me that you don't like me and you are not interested in me. Now, the same thing is happening with me. I am not interested in you. Next, Yana is Sean living together. Both are working. She says, since when have you been playing this side game? Jim was saying when I was young, I did it even now. Rena says, KG scene, I knew he used to do this to me. Whenever I was alone he was with me and kept me happy. He has given me the strength to live and I want to do the same thing for and children Giovanni, but he says, is this why you have started a channel here, Anna? We see next Mona who is making her first video and uploads it to Giovanni is watching her video and saying that I will make the first comment, but then a comment had come on the video before this which was made by a user named Justice. Giovanni understands that it is no later. He also comments that, but he has been looking at his name since before, he doesn't know who he is. Later he goes to his profile and sees here that it is Jiwon. Next Sunmyo also calls Yuna and says that, go and check your channel, the fight is started there. Later Yuna reads the comments of these two. Next Shine reads the company. Everyone also comes here. They talk about having a company dinner. Later, everyone comes out, but then Yuna also came here and she tells the Jaren to see all the police and later says that we're going to have food. You also join us. Later they take Iana as well. Next we see Nu who is in his office and he is also looking at the data of the club card. And he comes and looks into the matter of money and the club people were laundering money. Later the chief prosecutor calls him. It happened or he had come to him. The chief prosecutor is saying that what happened in the drug case, is it not closed? Nu refuses and says that a case of money laundering has just come up. We are looking into that. Later the chief had gone. The prosecutor calls someone and says that he wants to tell you something. Next time we see Jeevan with his team. He also comes to eat. The Vada comes to Aina and I see Jeevan was watching. Jeevan takes Yuna's chair to himself and later says that Mono is an expert in these things, you should go to him. Later he says the same thing. Yana also notices all this and later Ayana tells him that you have started your new channel. Later everyone says that this is true. Yana says that this is true. I was about to tell you everyone. Later everyone is watching this channel. Yana also tells Yana that you have started making videos. Do you have a studio? You thought he would be a master and he without preparation was lying on the hands of Yana. I had seen it before and would have told Yana later, if she feels that she is a master then she will not return to the ground and will not get her hands peeled. Here, Yena's feet were also peeled. Yena came to the bathroom the next day. Yana comes with Yena. She says that John is my lifesaver. You know him for 9 months but I know him for the last year. He saved my life. Our boss had said that I should not work for Thrust Gear but I can do anything for John. I am ready to take up the job. Yana says that I did not know your story and later says that my feelings for John do not reduce because of the fact that you are here and working for him. I am not feeling jealous of this because I am happy. I am such a famous model and you are working for the same company and I am happy with this thing. This comes to my mind later and what happens here is that he says that you should not have done this. She says that you also feel that I tortured her that she said this. I don't think so but you should not do this. You are already famous, don't waste your energy. Your feet are already bruised. Why would you want to show all this to a person who doesn't know about them? Later he is giving her a bandage but she says that she will not take it. Then he gives the bandage in her hand and goes. In the next scene, he sees Leonie who is remembering his and Mayo's scenes. In the next scene he says to Jan. She goes. She is with Yuna. Both are at home. Jiwon is also feeling sorry for Wayuna. Yana is also reading her video comments, and Jiwon is coming after giving Jilly a drink. To Jiwon, but he is telling her to stop and also says that you gave her a big reply, but I gave a short reply. Why did you do this? Yana later says that from now on, I will not do this, you will come first. Later Jiwon also gives a reply to her in the next. In this we see Angie, who is watching Wayuna's video, and later commenting. Yana also replies to her comments. If this meeting is also happening, Jiva is meeting Jiva and is showing the footage and saying that the groomsman had come that day and he is taking my footage. Jiva was saying, is there any other day when this man has come, but Ling refuses. Next time Jivan is talking to Yana, and is saying that today you are going out, Yana, but she says that some material has to come. Jivan was saying okay. Dongji is standing outside his house. You go with him. Later both of them had gone. Yana first tells Dongji that let's go out to eat, but Dongji says that I know Jack. Later he brings him here, but there is already Yana here who sees Dongji. Later, he takes his name. Yana says to him, that do you both know each other already? They also behave here. Later Dongji is going to the bathroom, but then he sees a schoolgirl and talks about his past scene where he is feeding a girl. Later he had gone to Nabia and tells Yana that you have made your own channel. Congratulations for this. From Yana too, she says that you gave me a lot of courage for this work. Dongji also comes near us, but then Aman catches Seko and says, why did you do this to my sister? Later Rina and Hina come. Dongji also runs away from here. Later they were searching for Dongji, but he could not be found. Dongji also is remembering a scene where a girl died. Only after this Sam comes home. While there, Yana asks Yana whether you know what happened here. Why did Dongji run away? Now Yana is here. He is telling that where Dongji had gone, he used to live in that area. Tell me later what happened with Dongji, and I had helped him. We will come to the house later. But from before, Dongji was sitting. He comes near Dongji and says, are you fine? Dongji says, I am fine, but then we see Jesha comes and he sees him, but then he sees Hino, and Wasin remembers that he is the man from the park, and asks him, who are you? Next time Hina had come inside the house. He also, first he is giving food to Na, and later he says, who are you? What is he doing with Iana? This is a relationship. He is casually talking to her. He tells her that he likes her. I am cute. Later he apologizes. After this Jivan comes and he sees Hina and says to him, what are you doing here? Na here? He says that I have some work nearby. Later I went to a house with Jivan. He comes and tells Jivan that I have not left Wayuna yet. If anything goes wrong with Wayuna, then I will take her inside the house. He is talking to Wayuna and he is telling Wayuna that how did you meet Nu. He later tells that Hina already knows Dongji everything. It happened suddenly. He comes close to her and hugs her. He is in the hotel and says that he has bought the material, but Aria refuses and says that maybe I will have to go with you again. Next we see Sun Mio, who comes out of her salon and Mio is lying outside. Mio sees him. He calls her and says that she has drunk alcohol. He dies here and later says that I have brought food for you. Then he comes close to Mio and says that I am sorry, I like you, would you like to go on a date with me? Later I come close to her. Mio thinks that he is going to do something, but he is drunk. Mio's father comes from nearby and shouts at both of them. Next, he shows Jawan to Iana. Iana goes with her team. Iana had packed something for everyone. She gives it to all of them and leaves. Later, she gives it to Iana as well and says that there is a sign of rat in it. This is for you. Jivan takes it and says bye to Iana. Then he comes to the company. And he is asking Dongji that how do you know Hina? Dongji says that he had helped me earlier and it was all my mistake. Please forgive me, but Hina was saying that it is not your fault. Next, he sees Chippo, who comes running to him and says, have you heard this? After Iana left in the episode, At the end we see Anna, who is promoting her product, and she is distributing it to people, but then a man comes who is Angie, but Anna asks him, "Who are you?" Angie. He takes his name and later gives him a balloon, but then Jeevan comes and takes Angie back from Anna, and then the episode ends. So guys,